Go dog button. Hey guys, well today's a big day. Getting ready to tear this thing apart. I got my camera set up, so hopefully hope you guys will be able to hear me and hope you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. So let's get to work. First thing we got to do is take off the air filter box. Place to set everything up. Make sure that you got plenty of room to do your work. This is going to be very, very entailed work. Make sure that you unhook everything. Make sure you put everything aside. Now, some of these flaps are kind of hard to get to. There's a couple in the back here that are a real pain in the butt. I think as many times as I've had this taken apart, that I would be able to get them done quickly. Ouch. I just barely got back from picking Ryan up at work, so the engine is still really hot. This one back here always gives me trouble. Ouch. Come on. Get off it there. Sorry, it just doesn't want to come off. Ouch. Comes off easy every other time I try and do it. Get your throttle cables off. You just open your throttle up all the way. Slide your cables out. Makes it easy. Look out, dog butt. Look out. Come on. You gotta move, bud. You gotta move. Come on. The reason that I'm starting this so late is I got a call earlier today. I got a job in LA, so So Sunday I will be going to LA to do a job up there. Brake job, brake flush. Engine light is on, so he wants me to take a look at his car. I'm taking off now his EGR valve tube. They're 8mm bolts. And it's hot, so be very careful. The bottom ones are 7mm bolts. So I think they might even be 6s. They are. Oh, they're 8s as well. Oh, that son of a bitch is hot. Let me get my gloves on. I'll be right back. Gloves help in some situations. Other situations, it's nice to be barehanded. Of course, growing up, whenever we worked on something, we didn't have the option of gloves. So, I prefer to work with no gloves. That way I can feel what I'm doing better with my fingers than I can with a bulky pair of gloves on. There's that. There's going to be a gasket. Comes off with it. Should you set that to the side. Always keep your bolts and gaskets handy. That way you know where they're at. How you feeling, bud? Yeah? Yeah, I found that one and that one, so I got them set up. That's alright, bud. Let people hear you. Alright, red tabs, always make sure to pull them out. That way you don't break stuff. That way stuff slides off nice and easy. Always give your hoses a little twist while you're pulling. They seem to come off a lot better when you do that. Oh, that one's cracked back there. Okay, that explains a few things. Oh, that was broke. Forgot about that. Fix that process here. Power steering pump. That's gonna come off. It's gonna be an 8 again. Let the engine cool down as much as possible before I tackle the manifold, and I'm hoping that it comes off nice and easy. The throttle cable, just bend it over as far as you can, stick it up out of your way. Oh yeah, I forgot to unhook the battery. Alright, when working this much on your car, doing this much, it is always a good idea to take off the negative. That way your battery is not connected. That way you're not creating shorts and running into problems. I still need that. Alright, power steering pump. Yes, I have a feeling I am going to have to drain. Because I have a feeling it is going to make a mess if I don't. Come on there. Most of these small bolts on top of the engine is going to be 8mm. The other ones are 10s. Pretty much that's really the only two sizes, 8 and 10s, that you really need to have on hand so that you can get at least most of the fasteners and screws undone. And you would think that they would use a bigger size bolt to hold things down, but for some reason they don't think they need to. I'm pretty sure that's a 6. Yes, it is. I'll have to get something to catch that fluid in. Bought power steering fluid. Oh. It's a 7. Huh. Imagine that. There, my thing's in the wrong spot. Oh, well. Alright, as you're pain in the ass, we'll pop the screwdriver out then. Alright, we'll loosen that up. Hold on, I'll be back. Right here I do. I ain't got an empty container. Just use motor oil container, because this is gonna be messy. And right over the ignition coil, which I'm actually going to undo. Ow! Oh, son of a biscuit! And broke one of the plug wires. Typical. Typical, typical, typical. Like I said, real world mechanics. Nothing ever goes right. Half the time. Well, that one came off good. Oh, and that one's busted. Look at that. What a bunch of shit. Like I told you, this video is not going to be for children. Lots of vulgar language. Alright. Take the top off. Set That's the side. Get up in there. Alright, here we go. Now this is the return line to the power steering. Now this can just get shoved up in here. Make sure it stays in an upright position. That way it doesn't drip too much. I planned on losing all this fluid in the power steering reservoir, so I went and bought some more. In the Chrysler Dodge Caravans and the Chrysler Town and Countries, it is +4 transmission fluid. It is not Dextron. It is not Type F. It is +4 or 4+. Drained out enough. Oh yeah. Keep that handy. Oh, frags. Oh, where's my good rag? Engine rag. Here it is. Always try and wipe up. Keep your area clean. Try and be a clean mechanic. Try not to be a slob. And I am losing more fluid here than expected. Looking for tools. Well, we might as well just take this right off here as well. Figaro, what are you doing? Huh? What'd you do? Catch a little mouse? Huh? You doing? What are you doing? Alright, there's obviously a bolt back here that I need to get to. Hoping that this will stop draining, but I guess not. Shove that back up under there. That continue to drain. Loosen these up. You can't really screw up the wires because, for one thing, well, they're a certain length, and certain lengths only reach a certain distance, and they're numbered on the ignition coil. They're all numbered, so you can't really screw it up. I mean, you can if you're a moron. If you're retarded, you can mess it up. Like I said, this video is not for children. I'm politically incorrect most of the time, and I enjoy being like that. That's just me. See what happens when I pull this hose off. Ouch. Oh, there goes the nail. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Ouch. But for stuck hoses, you can always use a screwdriver. Loosen them up, or you can always get a pair of pliers and just wiggle the hose back and forth a little bit. See, get it to break its seal. Sometimes they get hot, they seal themselves on there. Everybody that's worked on cars knows that. And just wiggle the hose off. And since it contains fluid, prepare to catch. Try and have a high rag handy, because you don't want to be pouring stuff all over your engine. Oh yeah, lots of fluid. Oh crap, a stick. Okay, let's see if we can catch most of that. going to be empty now. So again, bend this one back up into here. There's actually a groove up in there, which is kind of handy. It's kind of nice. It allowing me to keep the hoses up there. Now let's take the rag and just stuff it in the hole a little bit. Just a little bit. And there's a bolt back here. Oh, yeah, there we go. It just bends out of the way. Sounds like I broke something, but I didn't. That's nice. That's nice. You gotta like it when it's nice. The bolts on the plenum are all going to be 10 millimeter, and for some reason they're plastic topped. How hot. Like I said, I just barely got home. I just barely shut the engine off, so it hasn't had time to cool off. But I'm really not sure how long this job's going to take me, because I'm doing a lot of work. So since I'm doing a lot of work, and I got to be in LA Sunday at 10 a.m. Figured I would start now and work as late as possible, because there's actually a lot I want to do. This is the intake manifold. What I want to do is sand it down, the outside of it, polish it like I did the throttle body, and make it polished, make it shiny, because I'm just a freak like that. That's how I like things. My engine's shiny and clean. And bolts are hot. Sideways a little bit. Alright, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Just one more bolt right there. mess. Said I hate working with gloves on. Really? I realize how dirty this intake was. Color matched. Painted it, clear coated it. Looks like the heat keeps getting the clear coat to re-soften. The dirt is just embedding itself into the clear coat. So obviously clear coating it was not a good idea. Not unless you can let it cure completely off the car. And maybe even then it's not a good idea to clear coat it because of the heat of the engine. But hopefully when I wrap the manifold, the header pipes, it'll cut down some of that heat. Still got to get that wire off at the back of this. It's cooled down a little bit. Whew! That was warm. That was warm back there. Come on, get out of there. Quicker. There we go. Now, this hose has to come off. There we go. There's that. We can work on a little easier out here. I don't know why it doesn't want to come off. Oh, that would be why. I never pulled the red tab. There we go. It makes things a whole lot easier when you do it the right way. An intake, all new gaskets. The intake manifold gasket comes with 6 new ones of these as well, so I'll have an extra set. The inside of it looks relatively well. It's not too dirty. That's still looking clean in there. Smells all right. See, it smells kind of rich. So, but we'll there we go. Not really a very good cameraman. As I was looking online for fixes for Town and Country's, hey, I do have a PCV valve. There it is. Looking for fixes on certain things like the intake and stuff. I noticed that there was not a lot of videos for hold on a second, brain skipping here. Gotta catch, this is a fuel rail connected to the fuel injectors. It's held on by these bolts. You have to disconnect this Go take out my gas cap. Undoing the gas cap helps relieve some of the pressure in the line. I know a lot of people tell me I'm full of shit, but you know, I find that it works. I've changed enough fuel filters working at Jiffy Lube. So what you do is this black piece here, you have to push it back, and then the line just pops off. Kind of pull forward, push back at the same time. Whew, the intake is hot. Wow. Okay. So pull forward. Push that back. What's so hot? Pull forward. Forward, push back. And it comes right off. Like I said, I always have a rag. Oh, there's. Oh, son of a biscuit. Well, I forgot about the pressure in the injectors. So, there was a lot of it. My engine being hot and gas just blowing all over the engine is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Alright. Pray to God I don't catch on fire. But, you know, like I said, real world mechanics. You know, things don't always go the way that you expect. I forgot all about the fucking line pressure. So, I'm going to take a break and let some of this evaporate. And I'll be back with you guys. Alright. It's been a whole, I don't know, 15 seconds. I had to go get a cigarette. You know, because I just released all that gasoline, you know, into the engine bay. You know, it's nothing like a time for a cigarette. Yes, I guess another PCB valve. First we'll just take this apart here. Didn't look like 10 mils. Extension. Starting to lose light. So get that, fix that. Dogba, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Dogba? Huh? What are you doing? You being a boy? See if this blows up. Oh, wow. Now we have light. All right.